Hello and welcome back to Fallout 76. Today we are going to have a look at my full health shotgunner build. I have designed this build with anyone in mind. If you are low level, you can use this build as is. If you're high level and you have access to more legendary perks or better gear, you can use this build as a starting point. So for this build, I kind of took the approach of a brand new player. I used the level 20 start, the shotgun start. It's actually pretty good. You'll be able to keep a lot more perks than you would with any of the other level 20 starts. So as a new player, once you hit level 50, you'll have access to one legendary perk, so that's all we are using. The way legendary perks work is you get one at rank 50, or level 50 rather, and then every 50 levels you get another one, up to level 300 where you'll have all 6 legendary slots open to you. So we have legendary strength because I did want extra special points, and I have that up to rank 3. That's as far as we were able to get. So we'll start right under strength. I have all 3 shotgunner perks, shotgunner, expert, and master at maximum rank. We want to get as much damage as we possibly can. And I'm using scatter shot. The 90% weight reduction is nice, but the main reason I use that is for the 30% faster reload. That is a really significant difference. And I have rank 2 of blocker. I'd like to have that up to rank 3, but we don't have enough perks for that. Blocker is really good, especially for shotguns, because shotgun range is so much shorter than other types of ranged weapons. You'll be a lot closer to your enemies, and so you'll take a lot more melee hits. So shotgunner will help protect you, and in turn, it'll make your armor last longer, because the more damage that you have incoming, your armor will take the brunt of that. So reducing the armor, or reducing the incoming damage, also reduces the wear on your armor. I'm using Skeet Shooter, which will reduce the spread and increase the accuracy. Now, if you want to have a nice big spread where you hit as many enemies as possible for tagging, maybe you don't want to run this. I do like to be a little more surgical, so that's why I run this card. And we have concentrated fire, so we can target individual limbs. We're using fireproof to take less damage from explosions. This, again, when you're with shotguns, you're just going to be closer to enemies, which means when you're close to, say, a legendary robot that explodes, this will help you take less damage. You can do the same thing with the dense chest piece, but dense is one of those mods that's kind of a random. You have a random chance to learn it, and I want to remove randomness completely from this build. We're using Party Boy to triple the effects of pre-war alcohol. The reason for this is Sweetwater Special Blend. This will triple, that is considered a pre-war alcohol, and this affects that, and I will get to that food specifically in a bit. We have Tenderizer to make your enemies take more damage for an extra 10 seconds. Now I have Gunsmith. I only have rank 4 because that's all the points I have. Originally I had planned on rank 3, so I could take that extra point in strength. However, you need rank 4 to modify combat shotguns. This also helps reduce the wear on shotguns, but they don't seem to wear all that quickly anyway, so you can almost run without Gunsmith, but if you want to mod your weapons, this is what you need. We have Through Hiker to reduce the weight of food a bit. We're not using a ton of foods, but we are using a bit, so reducing that weight is helpful. When I play shotguns, I use a mix of sneak attacks and not sneak attacks, so when I am sneaking, I want the extra damage, and that's why we are using Covert Operative. Enforcer. Shotguns are fantastic for crippling, especially with this perk, so that's why we are using that. Born Survivor, this way I don't have to pay attention if my health gets a little too low. Because we are closer to enemies, we do take a lot more fire, so having something that'll keep us alive is helpful. Sneak for those times when we want to do the sneak attacks. Same thing with Escape Artist. Bloody Mess, it's just extra damage, that's why we're using that. We are doing critical hits, so better criticals for extra critical damage. And 4-Leaf Clover to do critical hits more frequently. Starch Jeans because we are using mutations and we want to hold on to them. And Good with Salt, we have food and we don't want it to spoil. Now for the mutations, I bought the mutation serums from players, just random players on other worlds. I basically server hopped a bit here and there. It didn't take very long, but I found all the serums, the prices were anywhere from 200 caps to 350 caps. I'd be willing to pay up to about 500. More than that, you're probably overpaying. Lots of people sell serums, so it shouldn't be too hard to find the ones that you want. We're using Speed Demon. The main reason is that faster reload speed. It is noticeable. Herd Mentality, +2 specials when you're on a team. The team does not have to have other players on it. Right now, I'm on a private server. I'm on a team by myself. I'm still getting +2 to every one of my specials. That is a significant amount. If you're on a team with another player and you have Strange in Numbers, that'll be +3. Herbivore, because we are using veggie foods and that double benefit is really helpful. Eagle Eyes, we're getting +4 perception, which will help our accuracy and VATS, and +50% critical hit damage. Bird Bones, that +4 agility will help with our stealth and actually give us extra AP. Now we are only using 3 foods. I think these 3 foods will give you probably 90% of what you would get if you're using all the foods that could help you. And these are all very easy. First one is Company Tea. On the current scoreboard, which right now is season 15, there is a company tea generator, which is a camp item. It generates 1 company tea every 10 minutes and it'll hold up to 5. After the season's over, my assumption is it'll be available for gold bullion, but I don't know that for sure. My fingers are crossed though. And that will last for 1 hour. The next food we're using is Sweetwater Special Blend, which also lasts for 1 hour. Now with Herbivore, that gives you Perception +4, but because of Party Boy, that's giving us +12. That is a massive increase and it will be definitely noticeable. If you don't know where Sweetwater Special Blend comes from, there is a daily at the Giant Teapot. You go there, there's a robot named Sweetwater. He'll give you a daily quest. He wants you to bring him 10 honey. You do that, he'll give you 6 Sweetwater Special Blend and 6 honey back. There's also an event called Tea Time at that event, and it'll also, or at that location, and it will also give you Sweetwater Special Blend. So stockpiling that is not that difficult. The last food we are using is Blight Soup. It only lasts for 30 minutes, but it gives you plus 100% on your critical damage, which is a massive bonus. It is something you have to craft, but it's very easy. Blight Soup takes 1 blight, 1 boiled water, and 1 wood. The easiest way, at least in my mind, to get blight is go to Welch, fast travel there, and then just head south. Just go in this direction. There's a ton of blight. You can get enough in 5 minutes to craft 30 or 40, and then you'll be set for quite a while. Now for gear, I prefer road leathers. I think it's really good for VATS users. Now I do not have the shielded Under Armour, the shielded lining on it, which is the best one you can get. I've got resistant. Now road leathers, you can buy the plan at Pleasant Valley Station near Top of the World, and the resistant plan, same place. So as I have it, it is +1 perception and +2 agility, both very useful for VATS characters. And because I know someone will ask, my outfit I'm wearing is medical scrubs and the medical scrubs cap. That came from the Atomic Shop. I don't remember how long ago it was or how much it cost, but that's where that came from. I'm also wearing the surgical mask, and that came from Pleasant Valley Station. I believe it is a static spawn that you can buy. As far as the armor goes, this is not necessarily a recommendation. This is what I'm running. You can do whatever you want. Now for this character, I'm not using any legendary gear. The weapons are standard. The armor is standard as well. So I'm using heavy combat armor. And the reason I chose that is because you can buy the heavy combat armor plans. They come from the responder vendors. I have them all modded with the ultralight mod, and you can buy the ultralight mod. Let's see, I'm using the ultralight mod and the Brotherhood of Steel mod. I'm not running shadowed because I am running shotguns and sometimes I'm up close and personal. I'd rather go for extra damage or extra damage resistance rather than extra stealth. Both those mods are available at Grafton Station. So before I get to the specific shotguns I'm using, one thing that's great about shotguns, so this character is level 68. I have not crafted a single shotgun since I started this character. Mole miners carry every kind of shotgun, pump action, double barrel, combat shotguns. So when you need shotguns to use and to scrap for mods, mole miners are a great source. The events, load bearing, uranium fever, they are fantastic for someone who has a shotgun build and you're trying to learn mods because that's pretty much all that mole miners use. The shotgun I use when I'm not in stealth will be the combat shotgun. I have it modified with the calibrated receiver for extra critical shot damage. I'm using the Align long barrel and the forceful stock. Those will reduce your AP cost. I'm using the perforating magazine for the 40% armor penetration. Unfortunately, shotguns do not have any kind of armor penetrating perk. So you have to get it from the weapon itself. Now, if this was anti-armor, I might run a different magazine that would reduce the AP cost, maybe give me a faster reload. But since we're not using a legendary version, I'm going to take that armor penetrating magazine. For my stealth attacks, I'm going to use a suppressed pump action shotgun. Again, I'm using the calibrated receiver for extra critical shot damage, Align long barrel and forceful stock for reduced AP cost. There are no sights for it, and I do have it suppressed. And I have this cool tactical paint, which I have no idea where that came from. I'm assuming I bought it in the Atomic Shop. Maybe it was scoreboard. I don't know, but I like it. Normally, this would be an area I'd want to sneak through since we've got a big old dangerous enemy right there, but I'm going to throw caution to the wind and just start shooting those legs. Okay, so we've got her legs crippled. Now we want to cripple those spouts when we can so she can't poison us. And do the best we can here. So we're doing okay so far. Usually there's a Mirelurk King here and there, but critical hits really do a lot of damage. Let's see here. Let's, yeah, this may take a while. She's pretty healthy, and we don't have, okay, stagger me while I was trying to reload. But you can imagine having a combat shot, or any kind of shotgun really, with really nice effects can make a huge difference in how, you know, shotguns, I think, more than any other weapon, really can benefit from legendary effects, just because they don't have any. They get a lot less help from perks. Not having an armor penetrating perk really does make a pretty big difference. There we go. Kind of not hitting as much, but we're doing okay. Running out of AP because, there we go. We can just fire at her without using using VATS, I think. She's pretty tanky. There she goes. Now, the reason I do the pump action with stealth is because the reloads. Because it reloads one at a time, I think it makes... it's not as good for run and gun. At least in my opinion, it's not. Plus, it has a little bit of a delay in between shots. Of course, now I'm in danger. So much for sneaking. That's just a function of my character just not having... Okay. That damage is no joke. All right, yeah, you can see those reloads are rather slow. Okay, I think that Robo-Brain's in the way. It just died in a really bad spot. Let's cripple some legs. Maybe that'll take it out. Whew. Yeah, that really, that damage is pretty high. Geez, so much for our stealth. Okay, well, we are switching over. We have a solution for that. It's called a combat shotgun when things kind of go sideways. I must have a regular stim pack. I thought I was carrying supers, but maybe I'm not. There we go. Still in danger. See, my plan was to stealth through this whole thing, but the robots are just too aware. So I guess we're going to just have to do things the hard way, which is why I carry two different types of guns. And that's one thing I really like. Ah, okay. so much for my fireproof and my explosive damage. All right, well, now that we're respawned, we are in we're in caution, so maybe we could just take care of this guy the easy way. That was kind of the plan for this area, was I was going to do things the easy way, but that didn't go so well. So one thing I would recommend if you are going to play shotguns, get yourself one that's vampire. That can actually make a massive difference just because you get the 8 shots per or 8 pellets per shot. It heals 2% of your health per pellet. So that would be every time you hit an enemy, at least in VATS, when you hit all the pellets, that will be 16% healing. So it makes it a lot more difficult to die. But now that we're hidden, things are a lot easier. Yep, we're able to finish off most enemies in a couple of shots. Yeah, I don't know why we got detected so easily. We're having no trouble at all sneaking now. And these enemies are quite close, right on top of us. So I don't know what happened there. All right, these Robo-Brains, they can be pretty nasty with those electrical attacks. But this is one of my, honestly, if I'm playing stealth, the pump action shotgun is actually one of my favorite guns to play stealth with. Of course, once you get found, then things can go sideways really quickly. Looks like I have landed in the middle of a war zone. So I think our strategy with this big one will be to get him on his, there we go, get him down, make him a little tougher, and then try and eliminate the other ones. Okay, now we are maybe, maybe just cripple all of them. If I can. Blind firing, I don't worry about. There we go. One for him. Yeah, they're all kind of limping around a bit. Okay, so now let's try and do some headshots. Problem is, shotguns, when you do suppress them, the range on shotguns is already really short. So suppressing it just cuts the range down even more, which is why I don't suppress everything. Okay, he is healed. Let's see if we can do something about that. There we go. Now get rid of this guy with whatever it is he's using. I mean, it looks like a minigun, but oh, there's 2 of them here. I'm like, it looks like a minigun, but I'm seeing a laser rifle. All right, here we go. Let's finish him off. Maybe. Okay, never mind. We have a friend. Let's not let this friend attack us either. Sometimes crippling works really well, sometimes not so much. I don't know what this guy's deal is. I know I'm hitting the legs. He's just spinning around. Okay, whatever. He doesn't want to cripple, so let's just finish him off. And do those reloads while I can. Here we go. All right. Yeah, okay, we're doing all right. Missing a lot of shots, but that just has to do with accuracy and range of shotguns. If you could get one that has VATS hit chance, plus 50% VATS hit chance, that makes a massive difference on how often you hit your targets. All right, so I've got a Scorched Beast that's actually tracked me down. That was not really the plan, but looks like we got a one-on-one until he calls some friends in. Now okay, never mind. Now the downside of shotguns, kind of seen right here, is the, okay, that was nice. Critical hits will finish off most things. The high AP cost. Can't fire that many shots. Now, if you can get one that has reduced AP cost, that will make a pretty tremendous difference. Plus, if you have one that has anti-armor and you can use a different magazine than perforating, so you can still get armor penetration, but then you benefit from reduced AP costs, faster reload, that can make a difference as well. Let's see here. Well, okay, I don't know what. That was weird. Oh, I got a crippled limb. That was weird. All of a sudden I couldn't move. So strange. Unlimited Scorch, but we're dealing with them okay. Once they get up close and personal, they're in trouble. Shotguns are great up close and personal weapons. Okay, a little bit of lag and he's not taking damage. That happens all too frequently. Oh, there we go. Hopefully we can, there's a headshot. You can see the damage is actually pretty good. We should be able to finish him off right there. And, oh geez, more crickets. I actually had like a dozen crickets or half a dozen crickets attack me right before the Scorch Beast did. And apparently there were more. They sent out for reinforcements, but we took care of them, no problem. And there you have it, my full health shotgunner build. I really enjoy shotguns. I don't think they're quite as weak as people generally think they are. Yes, they could use a little bit of help, but as is, they're still a lot of fun. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit one of the buttons down below, and I hope you'll join me in the next one. Thank you very much.